guys, what's up? It's Joe Ready from Rady's Rides. We are here at Jacobs Mitsubishi in Newport Richey, Florida. And guess what? I have that car that people are still craving just like a drug. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this car right here. This is it. This is that C8 Corvette Z06. This particular one not only has some mods done to it, but it also has the Z07 package. But before we get into this high revving, high performance Corvette, let's talk about what's going on here. So, you know, the C8 is a game changer. First ever mid-engine Corvette. And when the Z06 came about for this generation, it was the first ever high revving, flat plane crankshaft V8 equipped Corvette, to where it gives you more that high revving exotic sound. Now this particular one has the extra performance package known as the Z07, and it's got modifications like you already saw, those Lamborghini doors. But what I want to find out is, if you're gonna mod a Z06, does this have the best ones that you would do? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this particular Z06 and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, this color, it's called ceramic gray matrix. It's interesting because it's almost like a bluish whitish gray. I know some people like to call these primer colors, but I really think it stands out, especially with all the black accents. Now on the front of the business, you're going to notice the Z06 has that wider body, and this one has some mods done to it. First off, you're going to have the carbon fiber additional bodywork that's been changed. Massive corner air intakes for those heat exchangers. There's PPF on the vehicle to protect the paint job. Watch your back. And then we have the carbon fiber canards and splitter. Now, as we come around the front, with that extra carbon fiber splitter and canards, that's going to give us more downforce and a more exotic, menacing look to it. And remember, this is modded, and then this is part of that Z07 package, especially with the canards on the corner. But let me know what you think about the face of this particular Z06. Now, as we rise up, of course, we have those LED, very stealthy looking headlights, and this one has a carbon fiber mounted front trunk lid. Now, it looks okay, not my favorite, because what is this and what are these? I know that's meant to be like a NACA duct, and these are supposed to be heat extractors, but none of it is functional because guess what? Underneath is a cargo space. So I'm not sure if I'm really digging that. I think I'd rather it just be regular carbon fiber flat, not with those designs in it. But let me know in the comment section what you're thinking. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire subs. So you're gonna get these forged aluminum wheels, nice V-spoke design. Look at those freaking highlighter green Corvette 6-piston Brembo calipers with the carbon ceramic brake rotors. And then wrapped around these wheels are those Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. Gonna give you good stick, good grip, 20-inch wheel up front, 21-inch wheel out back. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of these tires? You're basically looking at up front, you're gonna have 275 on the width, 30 series sidewall, and that rotor is over freaking 16 inches in diameter. It's like a New York pizza. That's how big that rotor is, two-piece. Got the magnetic ride suspension. It's gonna fine-tune the suspension, just like a blind person reads Braille, as the tires read the Braille of the road. Now, as we come down the side, there is some carbon fiber wrap on the A-pillar and around the windshield frame. This does have the removable Targa glass top, carbon flash metallic on the mirror caps. And like I showed you at the intro, this has those Lamborghini style opening doors. So you open them up and you lift it up, and that is gonna attract more attention when you pull into a gas station, as if your Z06 isn't gonna get enough attention. Now to close it, you pull it down and then you swing it on in. Carbon fiber around the functional side air intake with the Z06 badge, and carbon fiber on that side splitter. Now, working our way towards the rear, they decided to do a carbon fiber wrap on the area around the engine compartment glass. I'm gonna zonk it because it doesn't match. This is like a dry weave look carbon fiber. This is wet. So it really doesn't match up super well. Of course, we have Jake. That is the mascot of the Corvette racing team. And as we work our way down, look at the size of those carbon ceramic rotors. 21-inch forged wheels out back, electronic limited slip diff. These tires are 245 on the width. They're like steamrollers on the back of this car. Now, as we come around the back, you are gonna get that carbon fiber spoiler, fully functional, pedestal style. And then this one has the addition of carbon fiber around the license plate location, carbon fiber on the side rear exits here for the heat, and then the lower rear diffuser is all carbon fiber. And then we have a custom valve actuated exhaust. Wait until you hear the cold start on this. You better turn down the volume if you're using earbuds. That's all I gotta say. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop this rear hatch and talk about performance of this Z06. All right guys, we got that rear engine hatch open. Here's something you're just not gonna see very often. We already saw some exterior mods done to this C8 Z06, but feast your eyes on this. A full carbon fiber air intake, custom air intake by Venturi with this custom plexiglass window so you can look at it and show it off at your local Cars and Coffee event. There's the transaxle, that Tremec 8-speed transaxle out back. You got your exhaust coming off the headers of that LT5, and it even has a custom carbon fiber engine cover with the Corvette badge. The engine builder's nameplate there, all hand assembled in Bowling Green, Kentucky. That LT5 is a 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8. In stock form, it's 670 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. It does redline at 8,600 RPM. Like I said, 8-speed DCT transmission, 0 to 60 stock, 2.6 seconds, top speed, 200 miles an hour. And then the quarter mile is 10.5 seconds at 131 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 3,666 pounds. And if you really care, MPGs, 12 in the city, 19 on the highway. Cool to show you some of these aftermarket mods that could be done on a C8 Z06. But why don't we go ahead, get your volume ready, get it set perfectly, because we're going to fire up this Z06 and you're going to hear its roar. Hi guys, we're inside this modded Z06 Corvette. This is a 2023 Z06, but remember, they haven't made any major changes to the Z06 for the 8th generation yet. So 2026 will see a new interior. So that's good news though, if you don't want to buy brand new and you want one that already has some mods done to it. If you're wondering, well Joe, let's get to the nitty gritty. How much does this cost? Asking price is $114,000, but let's see what you get with this modded Z06 to the Lamborghini door panels. As you can see, inverted door panel, carbon fiber all around it, leather, contrast stitching, nicely sorted. Not my style with the Lamborghini doors, but I know some people need that extra attention. Going from the inverted door to the dash, you have all your stitching. Nicely done up top, that wall of buttons. This is a 1LZ, so this is a base interior Z06. 8-inch infotainment system, carbon fiber poured all over the center console. This is to adjust your 8-speed automatic. Dual climate, but no heated or ventilated seats. But this particular one, you'll notice, has the competition seats. So the GT2 competition seats, carbon fiber, extra bolstering, full electric assist for the passenger and for the driver. And we have these bright yellow seat belts worth an extra 5 horsepower. Plus, like I said, that transparent roof But why don't you come over here to the business side? I want to show you behind the Alcantara wrap steering wheel in the Z06. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel of this modded Z06, you do have your sill plate, nice aluminum sill plate, pedal box right out of a race car, aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. Your power seat controls. These GT2 seats have the extra bolstering to really hold you in. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room, and then the steering wheel, Alcantara wrapped with the Z06 badge, paddles, metal on the back of the wheel. It is a power tilting and telescoping wheel, and you can see all the additional carbon fiber. And then you got that dash, which changes depending on what mode you go into, which is really cool to see with the different modes, which is great, especially like track mode. And then up top, it's all carbon fiber and a head-up display. But why don't we go ahead? I'm not showing you the frunk. I don't care. If you're ready, I feel like the Z06 is ready. Let's go on throttle in this mighty Corvette. All right, guys, we left Jacob's Mitsubishi and I'm inside this modified C8 Z06. Man, oh man, that exhaust with the Venturi airbox. Talk about music to my ears. I have it in Z mode and I'm manually shifting with the paddles. But what a sound. I mean, the Z06 already had a very, very crazy sound, but with that exhaust and everything else, it's insanity. On throttle. It sounds like an old Formula One car. It really does. Back in the day when Formula One cars used to rev to the heavens and have no hybrid garbage on them or turbochargers where they were naturally aspirated, this is what they sounded like. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Very easy to drive like any other Z06. On throttle. The pops, the bangs. I mean, it's just freaking ridiculous, the sound of this thing. It's almost like too loud, if that's even possible. But man, does it sound good. Fast shifts from that Tremec, of course. Little bit of sprinkler on us. Get that out of the way here. But this thing is just, it's sick. And even though it's a 1LZ, it does have a really, really good set of base amenities. You have your dual climate control. These optional seats are worth the money. But man, this thing just runs so well, so freaking well. Yeah! Love it, absolutely love it. This thing is crazy. Pure craziness. You ready? One more time. On throttle! Red lines at 8,600 RPM. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely positively ridiculous, the sound of this car. I don't even think the engineers at GM knew exactly at the end of the day just how crazy this car was going to sound. But I'm just glad to be able to share with you, glad to kind of show you something a little bit out of the box. When it comes to C8s, I've shown other Z06s, nice to have one with some mods. But we need to get back, before I get myself arrested, we need to get back to don't even know where I was at. That's how crazy this vehicle is. Jacob's Mitsubishi, and give this car back, or like I said, I'm gonna wind up in jail. I'll see you in a second. It's another outrageous day here at Jacob's Mitsubishi. Definitely gotta thank Kevin, Daniel, the rest of the crew getting us access to this modded C8 Z06. Let me know what you think. Does it have the right mods? Does it have the best mods? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Got to give it up to Stephen Flood. He's making the movie magic happen, and he's loving these C8 Z06s. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.